Something that will crack your head. Our little Italian plumber is 40 years old. He used to look like this, but now he looks like this. How did we get here? It all started around 1942, where this guy named, I don't know who his name, created the Nematron. Anyways, the first video game ever was Nem. The game was basically an AI playing against you, and 99.999999999999999999999% the AI would win. Surprising. AI in 1942. Anyway, then in the 1950s, some idiot guys decided to make 10 for 2, and most people think this is the first video game, but it's not, and you're stupid. I'm just kidding. But of course, you know what 10 for 2 is. It's Pong, but tennis. Anyways, in the 1960s, some guy created Space War, which is basically this little triangle right here. This little triangle. This needs to shoot all the meteorites to win or to get a bunch of points. And once the meteorites hit you, you die. Very gruesome stuff. Anyways, the 1970s is where it gets interesting. See, the Pong and the Atari 2600. This game had so many classics, but I'm not going into those later because now we are the arcade era. Yeah, we got Pac-Man in 1980, Galaga in 1980 something, and a classic Donkey Kong. This is probably the most important game because Mario was added. Mario was originally called Jumpman in Donkey Kong in 1981. More than 40 years ago. Think about that. Most of you weren't born 40 years ago. Not even me. Then, the great video game crash of 1984. This is basically the stocks were going down in video games. Video games were about to die. Critics were calling it a fad. It'll die in a couple of years. But one company saved the entire world. That company was Nintendo. Now you're playing with power. They made the best console that literally saved video games in a whole. The Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. This came with Super Mario Bros., the first ever Super Mario Bros. That's crazy to comprehend. There was a gun as a controller. That's crazy, bro. Man, new video game consoles suck. Judge Free Zone. Nintendo came out with some bangers like the Game Boy and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or the SNES. People who call it SNES are literally psychopaths. I'm sorry, but you are. Then Nintendo got some competition. And Sega was envious of Nintendo's fame and wanted to spotlight it. They started fighting and started making commercials to mock each other, like Sega, which made one Nintendo slow, Sega fast. But yeah, it was ridiculous. Good thing I didn't live back then. I'm being held here against my free will. Help. Anyway, Sony made a video game console called, very small. You ever heard of it? It's called the PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation 1 released in 1994. They partnered with Nintendo for something to make a console together, but Nintendo took a dump on them and basically said frick you, and then the PlayStation was born out of spite. I like to call it revenge-y. Nintendo being jealous as all. Nintendo made the Nintendo 64, and it sold so much, but so little since they were still using cartridges for 3D games. They use cartridges for 3D games. So stupid. Oh! New alert, GameCube got released. Absolutely sucks. It went down the drain. Literally just bad. And let me tell you why. I'm not telling you why. It's just bad. It couldn't play DVDs, small disc, couldn't hold as much storage. But then Nintendo came back with the Wii. There's Wii music playing in the background right now. And they released this Wii Sports, as you can see on the disc. They got bigger disc. You can get a Netflix one, I believe. I'm still speculating that one. But this sold but then Nintendo Wii sold millions. But after that, they were like, got all this money. What do we do? So they released the Wii U. And it was an immense flop. It's because everyone thought it was just an additional controller for $600. So they named it the Wii U. They just thought it was an attachment, and almost no one bought it. Crazy, right? Imagine that happened today. But yeah, we're almost to the end, brothers. In 2000, the PlayStation 2 came out. Sorry, it was actually 2000. The PlayStation 2 came out, and it's actually the best-selling video game console ever. Like Xbox, nah. Like in the newest console today, no, this was the most popular, and it's from 2000. Pretty cool, right? But yeah, back to the present day, the DS and the 3DS, and the DS actually stands for dual screen. Cool, right? Then the Nintendo Switch in 2017, arguably one of the best consoles ever. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Xbox 3, and Xbox released in 2002 by Microsoft. Windows. Now we are in the present day, 2026. The present day, 2026. And the video gaming consoles we have now is the new Xbox, the PlayStation 5, and the Game & Watch. Wait a minute, you're not supposed to be